I'm Mohilner. I'm a psychiatric coach. To learn about me, you can go to thrivewithbipolardisorder.com. This video is titled Mood Disorders and the Holidays, What to Do When You Get Triggered. And we are all going to get triggered this holidays. I myself am living with bipolar disorder. And the first thing that triggers us, or what really is triggering us, is tones of voices, nonverbal gestures, things that get under your skin about your family that go deep, deep, deep into your childhood that you may not understand. So the first thing I encourage people to do when triggered is to breathe. And when I say breathe, I mean inhale deep into your belly and hold it, and then slowly release it. What breathing deep into the belly does, and holding it and slowly releasing, is it engages what's called the parasympathetic nervous system. And that slows your body down and prevents you from going into what's called fight or flight mode, which is the just offensive or defensive mode. So what you're going to do is, instead of going into that place, you're going to simply, number two, acknowledge that an old wound got poked. So it's an old wound. It's one of those things that we may not understand. One of those triggers happens, got poked. You don't have to know what it was. This is just giving yourself permission to not be threatened right now. That's all you're doing, is giving yourself time to pause by breathing and not be threatened. So number three is, when you have alone time, if you're able to, identify what wound got poked. If you know what it is, then you've got some power there. So the fourth thing you're going to do is you're going to recognize, holidays are a great time for healing. But one of the things we have to take into account is that our families may not necessarily be where we are when it comes to our own personal growth. So they may not be receptive. And they may not know that you got poked, and they may not necessarily respond in the most ideal way to you sharing that you got poked. But our goal is to have healing, right? So we're going to share how it affects you using what's called I statements. I feel, it hurt me when, I have an old wound, the old wound got poked, this is how it affected me. That kind of language. And so you're going to express to them how the old wound affected you using these I statements. And then you're going to breathe. This is all stuff I coach people on, is really how to do this. Breathe. Calm yourself down so you don't go into defensive or offensive mode. No, you did this to me, or anything like that kind of mode. And when people have their flaws pointed out to them, they often do get defensive, especially if they don't have coaching or training or any kind of therapy to help them learn how to overcome that. So give it some time for what you shared to sink in. Make your I statements and say, can we talk about this once you've, thought about it some? And then let it sink in for them, and then come back and have the conversation about how whatever you're feeling affects you, and take that time when you've given them the time. It's about a mutual respect thing. So the holidays are hard, and I hope this is helpful in giving you some tools to get through them. Again, two key things is take time to breathe before you get defensive or offensive. And then two is make I statements. If you can just make sure that you're making those I statements, you'll be golden. And I wish you all very happy holidays.